It's going to go down to like 25, and we want to find that working number again. So go ahead and then tap, tap, tap. So nothing here. Let's go to 30. Tap, tap, tap. That's 35. Yeah, let's try hitting the vibrate function. I'll grab the box. Yep. Page.
Oh my god!
There you go.
Thanks, guys.
You just set on the wrong dog.
Or maybe that,
Oh
right?
my god, yes. Come here. I totally forgot that Michael changed.
Did you happen to just get to pair them together?
Yeah.
Awesome. Did it work? Dog 1 and dog 2 for him?
Yeah.
Awesome.
But I forgot.
Makes life a lot easier.
But we have 2 remotes, and so what I learned is that you can't pair one collar to 2 different remotes. So like
Sure.
you know, I was thinking that if we could, we could, if we were both walking the dogs, we could have the Polly dog 1 here, Pemba dog 2 there.
Correct.
You know, sort of switch them if we needed to. But if the collar's paired to one remote, the dog one won't pair to another.
Try giving dogs for a call. They might have you send it in, and maybe they can pair it themselves.
Yeah.
Because typically it'd be, you have your first system, which would be Nepalese, right? You'd buy an orange collar. That would be dog 2. And then you would buy a remote through them, and they pre-pair it to those 2 collars. Right?
Oh, okay.
Now it makes sense to me, and I don't see why you wouldn't be able to pair both to a singular collar, but it might require them to do it. I'm hoping they can do it.
Yeah.
Because I did have a client that had a 2-dog system, but theirs got like super jumbled up or whatever, but Doc was able to fix it.
Okay.
So I'd give them a buzz and let them know what you did, because you bought 2 1-dog systems that are expandable, and maybe they can do something on their end. Okay? So worst case scenario is you might lose a remote for a couple of weeks.
We can totally do
something
that.
like that. Okay?
Yeah, because one of them's not doing anything. So
Yeah,
like,
just
they're both paired to that one.
Gotcha. Sure.
okay, so I went back to 25.
All right, and we're on dog 2. There we go.
Worked.
There we go. So we got the twist, right? Let's just do a couple more tap.
Oh, at 25, sorry.
You're fine. There you go. Tap.
Oh, wrong. God.
The bumpy one. Yep. Tap. Right. So not 2 phase, but we do have connection. It's going to go to 30. And tap. Not phase. 35.
That is so weird.
I like the goofy set. Tap.
She said deleted.
40. Tap. Getting close. 45. Tap. There we go. Yeah. There's a bit more concern there. Okay, excellent. So now we got our working number. It might go up a little bit more, but we'll start with that for 45, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So from last week, what do you remember?
I mean, mostly just the walking, but since I'm a much more like physical learner,
Sure.
so the walking and the turning.
The turning, okay. And we're going to have her on the left, is that correct?
Yeah.
And Nepali's on the right, was it? Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to focus on today is getting her to sync up with you. So we're going to want to give some slack here.
Is that okay?
A little bit more. Right there, perfect, okay?
I had it the way you said it.
There you go. Perfect, okay? Now instead of moving forward, so the direction you want to think about whenever Pemba passes is the immediate 180 turn to the right. Okay? So instead of going forward here, I'm going to actually have you just turn off to the right, and then you'll start tapping. Of course, when I say tap, to line her up with you. Should Pemba pass you up, again, you'd 180 to your immediate right, as you tap to lock her into your left leg. Okay? Questions?
Not right now.
Okay, so go and turn to your right and forward, tap. There she goes. Turn to your right, tap. Good, and forward.
And there are no.
Yep, keep straight.
Sorry.
Relax. Good, slow turn.
This way?
To your right, slow turn. Yep, there you go. Forward. Run hug. There you go.
You can go.
I'm just amazed that it's still going on. Like, I just
So, you lost her on that one slowdown, and then corrector, and now she's lined up, right? So 45, right? Yeah. Well, remember what it was back on Wednesday?
I think, we were going between like 55 and 40.
Okay, so like similar, still kind of same range. Okay, good. And what I'm liking is she's not as nervous as she was on Wednesday, and she's more so kind of shooting for that left leg.
I'm more distracted than she is.
So there's definitely a lot more going on today than last class. Yeah. So you can see why I like working here. So just that basic foundation of walking with you. So e-collar makes things very easy. So like if a person trains their dog and then maybe they get like a significant other or they like have someone walk their dog for them, they teach them how to use the tool, and like within a couple of reps the dog says, oh, this is the same exact thing as I did with mom or dad as it is with you. Okay? It's just making sure that we're consistent in the direction. So she's on our left side, which means if we correct her, we always make that immediate 180 turn to the right. Okay? So we're gonna do a few more kind of back and forth. What I'll have you add in now is kind of speeding up and slowing down. Remember, when she passes, always default to that right turn. There was a point where you lost her here. Yeah, and you pulled back, right? So it's being aware of it, and also when you work with a collie, right, you're like unintentionally doing that as well, catching on to that, because it'll be a forever thing. In terms of like pulling back and remote it. Okay? Do you have a question? Nope. All right. Whenever you're ready, you want to start moving. Good turn. Slow down. Good turn. Slow. And try one more little lap. Good. Good turn. Yep, good catch. Very good. 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 Yep, good move. Yep. Let's try bumping to like 49. If she's not beside you, yes, you tap. Good. Yep. When it's slow to stop about right there. Excellent. Now, it's like I know what I'm doing.
We're like super impressed because her intelligence isn't all there.
So, you know why I had to go from 45 to 49? So, right there, you did about 4 turns.
Okay.
Right? It was a lot within a small space. So, I have my correct rule. If I do tap, 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 no response, I bump it. So, earlier when we were finding the number, this is what we were doing. Tap, 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 nothing bump. Tap, 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 nothing bump. Right? The other one is you did 3 turns, right, 3 to 4. Then I said, okay, if you already did 3 to 4, we're not at the right number, bump it again, okay? So it's either the number of taps or the number of corrections that you're doing to fix a certain behavior, okay? Yep. So we go up just a fraction, and right there I can see immediately, like, tuned in. Okay, so it's getting sensitive to that little nuance and adjusting as necessary. So, does that make sense? Does that feel familiar to like the colleague?
Yeah,
right?
I'm glad that we're doing this to retrain ourselves.
Yeah, and I've refined my training a bit as well. Just like it's not the same as it was 8 years ago. It's constantly evolving. The main thing is always making sure you find that number first. And then if you just remember that 3 correction rule, either 3 taps or 3 corrections, then bump. Otherwise you'll stay stuck and then you're constantly, you're not making any progress.
Yeah.
Okay? So all that looks good. Now we're gonna incorporate the turns. Okay, so we'll focus on that crossover turn. Do you wanna try it or do you remember it from class?
I don't remember. I think there was like a pivot.
That's one turn, right? So the main one that you're going to really want to worry about is the crossover, because when you're walking with both of them, the pivots aren't really applicable in that sense.
Yeah.
Okay, because one dog will get it, but the other dog won't. You'll almost always be crossing over either dog. Okay, so with Pemba on our left, when you're moving, again slowing down prior to that turn, you're going to want to extend that left leg. Rock back on the right, and then you move forward with your left leg. Okay, so it's a 3-step movement. Other way. So you led with your on your left. You led with your right foot, right?
No, I led with my left.
So right, left, then right.
Right.
No, back right.
Okay.
Now you turn off to your. Okay, yeah.
Oh my God, I'm turning right. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
So. This is correct, right?
Okay.
Then this, and then that.
Okay.
So it should be left, right, left. Okay. There should be no tapping here. If Pemba's paying attention to you, she should be pivoting around.
Okay.
Now, if Pemba keeps going, then you can start tapping because she's not paying attention. So let's get some slack. There you go. That's good. Right there. And we're starting, so it's going to be walk, right? You would slow.
And when we walk, aren't we supposed to show us lead or no?
The left foot.
Okay.
Yeah, so you'll be leading with your left foot whenever you go from stationary to motion. Okay? So we'll layer in the word heel, but we'll work on the leg movements first. Okay? So when you're ready, heel, left leg, yep. Yep, that's good. Now slow. Get ready to lead left. And back to right.
Or you can go, we did up.
Oh my God, I went the wrong way. I'm the worst. I'm sorry. Oh, I was told. I need more training than somebody.
So get ready to slow. Left, back on the right. Now turn to your right with your left, like that. Okay?
Sorry.
It's all right. Let's try it again.
Just like,
She's like, I'll just scratch myself while you figure this out. Okay?
okay.
So forward. There you go. Get ready to slow. Left, back on the right. turn to your right with your left, like that. Then forward. You got it. Good. Tap, tap, tap. Forward, tap, tap, tap. Ooh. Heel. Tap, tap, tap. Good. Eat it. Tap, tap, tap. Good. Left, right, left.
You can go. You can go.
Good. Let's go at, you're at 45 now? 50. 50? Let's go 53. Don't want to pick a fight with that dog.
I was actually very surprised that it's
Forward. There you go. Yeah. Good. Left, right, left. Good.
Can I turn the right way?
You got it correct. That was correct. Yep. Good. Left, right, left. Good. Forward tap, tap forward. There she goes. Good girl. Try 3 more just like that. Left, right, left. Good. 2 more.
Do I tap her at all when I turn? Okay.
If she's turning with you,
She's doing it.
you're fine. Good. Left, right, good. 1 more. Good. Right, left, good. And slow stop when you're ready. Perfect. There we go. You got it. Right.
I think
So
it
now-
took more from me than her.
So now we're going to work on the crossover turns, right? This one tends to be a little bit more difficult, but this would be the turn you'd most likely use when walking with both Pemba and a collie, okay? So since Pemba's on your left side, you're going to be leading it with the right leg, and you'd be crossing over her, okay? So you're moving forward, slow down. I like to use the tracks as a guide, so it'd be right, and you can cut, left, try it again. Okay, so then you should be going back the opposite way. And if you're doing it correctly, you should stay within the same path. If you find yourself like in the grass or something, girl, you went too far. Okay, so I'll do it one more time. So Pemba, walk, slow, tap forward, good. Right, now forward. No, keep straight. Now turn, you're going to turn with your right to the left. Right, yep, now right, yep. Now left, now right. There you go. There you go.
Poor dog.
Right, left, right, good. Almost. You let that one with your left. You turn left with your left, turn left with your right. Like that. That's correct. Be careful with the bite here. Try it again. Right. Left. Yep, keep going. Right. There you go. Like that. You're okay. Move forward. You got it. Let's try 3 more, okay?
You don't want to step on
Almost, right? Left. You did more like this than this.
So, okay, so I'm going like this. No.
I regularly regret this.
Like that. There you go.
I was completely blacked out.
Right, left, right. That's okay. There you go.
She's like, oh, so
It's like you take your time, Mom.
I did it with my right.
Right.
How do you take my personal trainer class?
Good. Right. Okay.
Maybe I'll get it. Pemba's got it.
You almost had it.
What did you say to me with? What? Okay.
There you go.
It's actually
That's perfect. There you go. That's better. More pronounced with the right foot, but that was better.
like swing it over more.
Yeah. Because you cut right in front of her.
Is that not what you
What?
cut in front of her?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
But you did like a baby step.
That wasn't very pronounced.
Well, you let that one.
Sorry.
You have to right or left. Yeah, there you go. Good. Right, left, right. There you go. See how you really touch in front of her? But it's all right leg. And I don't have a boot now. Right, left, right.
Okay.
So on 1 and 3, you're cutting in with the right leg.
Okay. And you're just pivoting on the left.
Yes. Left, right, there you go.
Okay, so you start pretty exactly.
Yeah, you really cut in front of the belly. So it gives them a.
thinking more exaggerated on the last.
Yeah, no, the first and third step are very exaggerated. Left, right, okay, good. We'll try one more.
Hold it on.
There you go. Very good. Try again?
Yes.
All right. Let's come up.
I think I can figure this out now.
Good girl. There you go.
I feel like I favored her then at the last step.
It was a little soft on the right leg, but it was correct in terms of your movements.
I didn't slow down enough.
Right. And that bigger right, bigger swing
Bigger
with the
right
right,
swing.
yeah.
Okay.
Or left, left with the right. There you go. There you go.
Okay.
So So let's see if we can do 4 more like that, okay?
No, just it's hard.
There you go. Perfect. 3 more. Careful. Good fix. That is all correct. That was a good fix. 2 more. You're gonna be exhausted when you do all this.
It's the first day in a long time I met my stepmother though.
Yep, you got it. Good.
And just push her.
Yep, walk right through. Because she got distracted. So you didn't really do anything wrong. She got distracted by what's going on up there. There you go. Good.
So what did you say about going in the dirt?
Oh, that was okay.
Oh, okay.
Slow stop. Because what some people will do is when they turn, they'll go like this and make it really wide.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You happen to do that because you had to bump through her. Okay. Good. So now we got the turns down. Is what we're gonna do is add in that word heel.
Okay.
So that's what you mentioned earlier when you said like aren't they supposed to like lead with a certain leg, which is the left leg or the boot leg. You were gonna say the word heel first and then move forward that left leg. And we're gonna start moving or using the turns interchangeably. Okay. So I'm gonna have you do this. I'll have you first do the heel left
I
leg.
need a call.
You'll do a pivot first, and then you'll go into a left turn.
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna do both. Come, no stop. Heel, lead with the left leg. Do a pivot. Do a crossover. Come, no stop. So I'm gonna have you do both turns.
You do it first, so I'm so much better to watch it. You catch it so much better.
I did it last week.
Oh, you did?
Well, not
But I
this.
retained it.
So to give you a visual, you're gonna issue that word heel. Start moving. You'll go into a pivot. Ready. Go into a crossover, and then you'll slow to a stop. Okay.
Only say heel first.
Correct. You only say heel from stationary to motion. Okay. You wouldn't say it if she passes or anything like that. Only when you go from stop to motion. Okay. But you're doing heel both turns, then stop it. Okay. And it's mainly so that you get used to the 2 different movements. Okay. So doing them back to back to help make it more kind of muscle memory. Okay. Are you ready?
You know how good of a dancer I am.
Right? Now if she keeps going, you can cap, but your pivot was correct. Left, right, slow to stop. Good. Heel.
Heel.
Good.
Oh yeah, you just said it.
Yeah. So first he did the pivot, and then he did the crossover, and then he did the stop.
Yeah, so you only say heel when you start walking.
Yeah. Good pivot. Good pivot. Yeah, so we don't say it when we're stopping, only when you're going into movement. Right, left, right. Good. Stop when you're ready. Good, we'll try one more, then we'll swap to Jen.
And the heel.
Good. Very good. Ready?
Yeah. goes to my right.
Correct. So that was a swing. So you want to extend that left leg, back to the right, then forward to the left, like that. That's a pivot. There you go.
No, that's a swing.
So left, back on the right, left. There you go. Okay. And it's very coordination heavy.
I'm not good at coordinating at all.
Try your pivot. Left, right, left. Perfect. Okay. Then now that's out the way. Now we got the crossover. Leading with that right leg. There you go. Then slow to a stop. Yeah. Good. 4 more.
Jesse, I'm gonna sleep so hard tonight.
Tonight.
He's gonna be waking up like left, right, left.
Yeah.
Left, right, left. Good. Excellent. Now the crossover.
Oh, I never used the word heel.
Right, left, right. Good. Slow to stop. Good. So now, heel, right? So, if you forget one thing, it's okay, right? Because you're trying to do a lot of things at once, but once you got it down, then you're like, all right, cool. Heel, left leg.
Heel.
There you go. Tap, tap forward. There you go. Good. Good. Good thing. You got it. You got it.
Left.
You got it, though. Slow to stop. Good. 2 more. Heel.
Heel.
Girl. Good pivot. You got it. Good. Let that one with your left. Let it with your left. Okay. Right, tap and sit, good.
I actually gotta do the top.
Heel left leg.
Heel.
Good pivot. Good, good. Good. Excellent. Slow stop when you're ready. Yeah, there we go. Good. You got it. You had 4 out of 5.
That's like a B.
So, that's like a B, right? Good. So, before your walk, I think I said it last time, just to reiterate, I'd suggest before the walk, body break first, 5 heel stops, then 5 heels to like crossovers, then 5 heels to pivots, and then start your walk. Right? Warm yourself up first.
Okay.
Because the hard part's going to be then applying them as you're walking, like, oh, I'm going to turn left at the end of this block, right?
Yeah.
So then you have to start thinking about your legs. It's okay if you shuffle, right? So like there's one part where you shuffle, but then you got it.
Okay.
Okay? I care about you landing it with the right leg, because that's ultimately what's going to get you through get that in your muscle memory. Okay? And when you're moving slower, you can keep going, right? Because if you're thinking about it, you're like, which leg is it? Oh, it's the right leg. Now, okay? Yes. Okay. At least 3 steps. 4 is perfectly fine. Tap, 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 tap. Kind of, right? See how she really didn't want to let that go? So right there, with that 3 tap rule, we would have bumped it. But clearly, what we're at 55 now? Yeah, didn't really phase it right there, just to give you a visual. Okay? Questions about that? So just remember, if you're going to be walking both of them, the one turn that you'll need to know is the crossover to the right and the crossover to the left. You would not really be using those pivots. Okay? That's only when you have one dog that you can do both the pivot and the crossover. Okay? Alright. So now we're going to work on the stay. Okay?
Oh, yeah, that's needed.
So the way that I use stay, and the way it's typically taught, so most people say sit stay, or down stay, or...
She's not good with the word sit. She's more like, so it doesn't even affect us, yeah.
Right. So, as we go along with the other things, we wouldn't say sit stay or anything like that. It would just be sit, down, or place. Okay. I think we did place in the song, right? We did bed. Bed, yeah. Right? Or bed, right? But the stay was implied.
Yeah.
So when I use the word stay, it's when the dog is already in position. Okay, so like right now, Pemba is not in the sit. What's the command that she's in?
Stop.
What's the last thing you said to her?
Heel.
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
She's
That
in a
was
heel.
forever ago.
Okay.
Okay.
But heel, remember, it's a package. Walk with me, stay with me, sit when I stop. Okay. So people, they go, oh, the dog's sitting. I'm like, they're sitting, but it's not a verbal sit. Okay, it's an auto sit built into the fan of heel. Okay. So if you were to start walking again, what do you think Pemba would do? Right, because she's thinking heel, right? So we want to start teaching her to discern between the stay and the heel. So what we would do is with Pemba, since she's on our left, I do the hand closest, which would be the left here, and I just wave it. Don't worry about if she sees it or not. I just go stay, okay? And you're gonna pivot out with the right leg. Okay, you're gonna pivot out. Now you're facing Pemba.
Okay.
Okay, that's all you're gonna do, and then you're gonna pivot back to her left side. Okay. Now when we do this, stay. Have your leash ready. That when you move, Pemba might get up to follow you because she's thinking heel. You would stop, pull up, tap, tap to get the sitting position, and then pivot out. Pull up and tap if she gets up again. Wait, then come back to her side. Okay. What we want to prevent her from doing is coming to you when she comes to sit, right? Because for the last few days, tap tap has meant come here. Now we're teaching her tap tap means put your butt back down again. Okay? So one more time.
So which hand did you do the wave with?
The one next to her.
This one?
To the left. Correct. So stay.
Like a wave fully.
Yep, just like that. Stay, right? And then you'd stretch out with your right leg like this. She doesn't move. Perfect. Back in like that. So you're right next to Pemba again. Right? So we'll go into a heel first. I'll have you do the heel, then do a crossover, slow to stop here, and then we'll go into the stays. Okay?
Heel.
Slow to stop. Good. Now with your left hand, stay.
Stay.
And get ready. Right, so right leg. Like that. Good. And then back to her side. Good. Just like that, okay? We're gonna do 4 more just like that.
So do the walk.
Yep, heel.
Then heel. Heel.
Good. Good crossover. Good. Yep.
Stay.
Yep. Other leg. Tap. Right? So you see how she moved with you, right?
Yeah.
Back to her side. Try one more time. Stay.
Okay. Stay.
Out with the right leg. Like that, okay? Then back to her side. There you go. Good girl. Try 3 more like that.
Heel.
Good.
Stay.
Right.
Good.
You see how when you go with
That
your left,
confuses her. Yes.
follow, right?
Oh, you're so good, Peg.
Yep.
And I'm not. Okay.
yeah, put this in. Good. Stay.
Stay.
Right leg. There you go. Back to her side. Good.
Good job.
Heel left leg.
Heel.
There you go. Good. Good crossover. Good.
Stay.
Right leg. There you go. Up, tap. So here,
Sorry.
you had the right leg, but since you went more so straight, it looks like heel, right? And what you're doing is actually turning.
Okay.
So you're making it very awkward for her to try to follow you, but you got the correction in. You tap and she put her butt back down, so that's fine. Back to her side again. Let's try 2 more.
Heel.
Girl. Keep forward tap. Bring her a little closer to you. There you go. Right, left, right. Good. Good.
Stay.
There you go. Back to the side. Excellent. Try 1 more.
Heel.
Slow to stop. Right. Stay.
Stay.
Out with the right leg. There you go. Good. Back to the side. Very good. I'm going to pause there for a second. So, good. On the stage. On a lot of those crossovers, you're leading with the okay.
Like when I was going.
When you're turning around, right?
I need to just practice my own
Yeah.
defense
So,
without the talk.
yeah.
Because
So
we
when,
both need to practice together.
when you do this stuff, isolate things, right? So one, if I'm training the dog, I don't try to do a bunch of topics at once, right? So like earlier, we had a nervous puppy. When they would make her sit, she would move around a lot before she would sit, so she'd be completely out of whack, right? And they're like, "Oh, is that wrong?" I'm like, "Technically, yes, but we're gonna let it go. So I just want the puppy to learn to sit. I don't care where, just sit, right?" And by the end of the class, it was pep, and the puppy was sitting right in position. Okay, so I chose the topic of just put your butt down. And eventually, once the dog got it, it became, oh, sure, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so for you, when you work with her, that's why earlier when you were forgetting the heels, I didn't care. I cared about getting those turns to the right leg or the correct leg. Otherwise, it's too much for you to think about. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you work with her, if you know your crossovers are your weakness, then I would stress practicing a lot of crossovers. Okay. Now, when you were doing your left turn, I don't know if you noticed, but when you led it with your left leg, I could see it be a little awkward for you.
Because I kind of paused, like,
Yeah, because she's here. So when you
Yeah.
lead with your left leg, you're going to punch her out the way.
also not right. Okay.
So when you do it with the right leg, it feels much more natural, much more smooth.
Yeah.
So that'll help you decipher from, oh, that was the incorrect leg as opposed to the correct leg, okay? So when you're practicing, I would just drill that out until you get it and then worry about adding in the other things, okay? You always do it piece by piece. So now what we're going to do, same exact thing. We're going to make it a little bit more complicated. We're going to give that stay. You're going to pivot out. That all stays the same. You're going to pause. And then you're going to walk in a half move around Pemba.
Okay.
Okay? And then you go back to the front and then back to her side.
Okay.
And then into the heel. Right? And then you're going to be doing again crossover.
And for the correction, it's the up and the tap.
Up and the tap. Correct. Right? So you wouldn't say anything. You would just simply up and tap. Okay?
Heel.
Yes. You got
Is that right?
That's
Oh,
correct. Tap. Tap. That's okay. Good. Then stay.
She doesn't have to see my hand, right?
Yeah. Wait.
Stay.
There you go. Pivot out. Now wait a second. Now as you move around her, be ready. In case you move, pull up. Okay. Correct. And then half move walk. Good. The other way. Tap. Yep, that's correct. Wait a moment. Back to her side.
Nothing. We're just
There you go. And we'll do 4 more like that, then we'll squat.
Thank you.
Right, left, right, good.
I also still don't have my phone.
That's okay for now.
Like,
Go
you
to
know,
pivot
he
to
has
the
my
next to her. Just do like these. There you go. Now the stay.
Stay.
Correct. Now the half movement. There you go. Good. Back to her side. Yep, you got it. There you go. Good. 3 more. Go ahead. Yep, you got it. There you go. You got it. Right, left, right. Good. Good.
Stay.
Very nice. Good.
Good job.
Good. 2 more.
Heel.
You got it. Come forward, tap. You got it. There you go.
It's like not even paying attention.
Good. 1 more.
Heel.
Good turn. Yeah, good.
Stay. Oh, wrong foot.
Tap. Up tap. There you go. Good. Okay.
Bob, I can
But you can see where she's recognizing the leg, right? She wants to move with it.
Good job.
All right, let's go to the swap. Swap. Okay. Good. So you do the same thing. You can do whichever turn. I had you stress the left turn because I can see that you were. Yeah. Okay. So we'll start off the same with just the stay to the pivot out, and then the pivot back. We'll do a few of those, and then we'll move to the attack. Okay. Heel. Turn. Good. Right. Now, you've got to stay, right? Now, yes, you want to stay, but technically, if you move with the right leg, or the correct leg, it should, the dog should respond. But yes, you would say so. Okay, 4 more. Good. Good pivot. Good. Calm yourself. Good.
Stay.
Right. Excellent. Good. 3 more. And You got a couple bikes coming behind you. Stop. Good.
Stay.
Good. Girl. Try 2 more.
Heel.
And heel left leg. Good turn. Good. Good. Excellent. One more.
You just didn't do it right in front of me too.
I know, that's right. Heel.
Good pivot. Good pivot. Yep. Right turn, tap, good correction. Good job. Good pivot.
Stay.
Excellent. So now we'll move towards the half moon. If it's going really well, I'll have you go in and do a full circle around her. Now when we do the full circle, she might be inclined to follow you like this. If she keeps her butt down and you like see the dog scooting, I let it go. Because it fixes itself. But if she actively gets up, you would correct up and tap, okay? Go ahead.
And the heel.
Keep with your left foot.
Good.
Stay.
Good. Good. Very good.
Heel.
Good pivot. Good.
Stay.
Nice. Good girl. Good. 3 more.
Heel.
Good pivot. Good. Very good. One more. Turn.
Stay.
Excellent. Last one.
Come to heel.
Oh. She's like, nope. She's like, I heard ya.
I wonder if it's both.
Maybe. Or the bend down, possibly. Like you saw the closer. Yeah. There we go. Very good. So, this exercise will stay. What I recommend for people is, like, let's say after Pemba poop, you can pull up and tap to position her. Give the stay as you do this.
Yeah.
Right? And then go and heel. When you come into the trash can, stop, put the trash can, stay, throw it away. Just start getting her used to the application of it.
Great idea, yeah.
If you're at a stop sign, you can give the stay and practice, or the stoplight where you're waiting for it to turn green, and then go into the heel. So you don't have to set up like an actual training time. You just go about it on your walk. Okay? So your homework for this week is, now we're adding the word of heel. If you're walking with Pemba, it's heel left leg. If you're walking with a collie, it's heel right leg. If you're to happen to be walking with both dogs, I tend to favor the left because that's traditional. If you happen to have one side that you favor more, then that's perfectly fine as long as it's consistent. Okay? Practice your stays, and then
I'll practice my
your turns, your crossover turns. And then for next class, if you guys happen to still have that long leash, yeah, go ahead and bring that with you. So we'll most likely start moving into call stuff, and then just going from there. Okay? Questions? Awesome. You're doing great.
Doing great.
Much better than Wednesday. Much more confident. Oh, the bikes and like bouncing balls, I noticed is kind of like last time. If possible, if there's like any place that you know where it's like, oh yeah, there's like a trail with a lot of bikes, I started thinking about exposing her more.
Well, that's a great idea.
And even like just sitting aside and having her sit here and just letting bikes go by, because even earlier she just like wanted to move out the way, that you remote her back to that sitting position, so she has to contain herself and let it happen, but her brain is saying, hey, you need to move. So that's how we can help her get over that. Okay? Questions?
No. I'm just reminding myself for a long leash.
Sure, yeah, 30-foot leash. We keep one with us just in case if you guys forget. You just want to make sure that you do have one, so that this way you can actually practice, once you're home. Anything else?
No.
Awesome.
That was great.
Yeah, good job, guys. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday morning. Yep. And then thank you again for the part.
Of course. Thank
I used to get those things all the time.
Okay, back. Yeah, there's no way to distribute them right now, so they were like, just send us some.
Yeah, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Okay. We'll see you on Wednesday.